Good morning. Today I am going to be doing my first official meal prep for the week. And I think it's going to take about 4 hours. So I'll give you updates as we go. Hey, so an absolute staple for a bodybuilder is oatmeal. And here is my oatmeal. Ideally, you should not have quick rolled oats. They were out of the regular rolled one. So last time I ended up getting the quick rolled oats. But side by side, they're really not that different nutritional wise. But I would prefer the regular rolled oats because they're not as squishy. So anyway, long story short, I buy them in bulk. I put them in these little containers I get at the dollar store. And then for food prep for every day, I actually do overnight oats. So I just put them in that little Tupperware container. And then I have those ready to go, measured out in half cups so that I can just add my almond milk and take it and go and eat it in the car. Another staple is jasmine rice. I don't know why. I don't know how that got started, but bodybuilders love to eat jasmine rice. I do not. Brown rice is crunchier, it's heartier, it tastes better, it keeps you fuller longer, and it has more protein and less carbs. So I do brown rice. And again, this little container, I only have this out because this was empty. But I keep these in the cupboards, and then I have my rice. So I'm going to be doing my rice for the week. So how I do brown rice is I put way too much water in it and let it soak for about an hour and let it get a little bit plump. I boil the water for about 2 or 3 minutes and then remove all of the excess water, cover it, and let it steam. And that seems to be the best way to get brown rice to taste yummy. Okay, so here are steel cut oats. The difference between a steel cut oat and a quick oat is the groats. So these what happens is they cut them in half and then they flatten them with a large rolling pin and then they look like that. So the more processed you get, the less nutritional value you have. So groats are the best. And I love them. And when I opened this pail, like the smell was intoxicating. Oh my God, they smell so good. So anyway, these came in a giant bag, a 50-pound bag. So I had to buy a pail at Walmart. So that's why it's not labeled. But again, I'll put these in this little container and I'll have that in the cupboard then for the week. So I've been switching between oatmeal and groats because you don't get as much food with the groats. But for the nutritional value, I mean, like to stay into my caloric intake and all that stuff. But they're more satiating and filling. So it's kind of a horse apiece. So I kind of switch back and forth between the overnight oats and the groats. Hey, I just wanted to show you how awesome this is. Okay, so you just put almond milk in there just with the dried oats, and you can do nuts or seeds or fruit or anything else that you want to put in there. And then I just take that. Those are frozen strawberries, so hopefully it'll help keep it cold. And I literally just put this top on it and take it with me. What is great about this is obviously you don't have to cook, and it takes no prep time, but it also is more nutritious if you don't cook it. Sometimes with a lot of these carbs, potatoes and rice and oats and things like that, in the cooking process, some of the nutrients will be lost. So it's better to not cook stuff. Okay, the brown rice is going. Hopefully that'll boil soon. And we are steaming asparagus. And I did 2 different size stalks. Um, it's the little things, you guys. I did 2 different size stalks so that one would be like more seasoning per ratio and one would be more asparagus per ratio. And I'm going to cook them at the same um, amount of time so that some are going to be very, very crunchy and some are going to be very soggy. And believe me, when you're eating the same things every day, it's those little variations that can make all the difference. So this is really interesting for me to like try to figure out what needs to be cooked when and how long it's going to take and how much of it to cook because you measure everything dried, but some of it you measure prepared, and so this is going to be a trial. It's going to take longer than 4 hours today, but only because of things like having to fill all those containers and stuff. But anyway, this is my morning breakfast that I should have had about an hour ago, and I got kind of wrapped up in food prep and forgot to actually eat, which is interesting. I will have to remember next week to make my shake first and start drinking it. But this is exciting. I'm excited. I know that this is going to become mundane and boring someday, so I'm going to enjoy every single second of the process. Next up, ground turkey. Um, I found that about 2 pounds works for the amount I need for the week, so that's what I'm browning. I was going to make patties and like trick myself into thinking I was like having cheeseburgers or whatever, but actually, I found that I really, really liked it last week, just like plain. So I'm just doing this plain, but I did put just a bit of this seasoning on. I think I got that at the dollar store. I don't know. But I just want to show you my spice cupboard and let you know that none of this has salt or sugar in it. This is all good stuff. Utilize your spices. There's no reason to suffer through horrible tasting food. Look at that gorgeous asparagus. Oh my God. Last week I because I didn't know what I was doing and I was like panicking about changing things, I had Troy cook it the way he normally does, which is in a skillet with some olive oil, um, and garlic and cayenne. And this week I decided I wanted to skip that oil, of course, because it's bad for you. So I just steamed it and now I just put the garlic powder on it and I'm gonna stir that up a little bit. And I have this amazingly green, beautiful asparagus, and I literally can't wait to eat it. And there you have it. Dinner is served. That's brown turkey, the steamed asparagus, and this is mashed red potatoes with green onions, a little bit of salt, and garlic, fresh garlic. Um, Now, obviously, I can't do like whipping cream or butter or anything in those mashed potatoes, so they're very, 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 very hard because there's just a little bit of almond milk and basically water. But it's a nice consistency. I actually like them because I don't need a fork to eat them in the car. I can literally just pick them up because they're chunks. But I know that might be gross, but at least it's a little bit of variant from, your typical roasted red potato, which is what I'm going to do next. Oh my God, you guys, look at this tilapia. How amazing does that look? I used this stuff. So we'll see. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks amazing. Here we have blackened onions to go with my roasted red potatoes, which I put Todd's dirt seasoning on. I used just a squirt of olive oil in here, and in here I just did the turkey grease that was left over. Not all of it. I mean, there's most of it, but I just, because of iron skillet holds on to grease, if you know anything about iron skillets. Anyway, and I'm going to have to measure the potatoes out first, and then I'm going to add the onions to it when I'm done. Another staple in the bodybuilding diet is egg whites. I personally like to use real eggs and separate the whites out, especially because I get to save the shells and the yolks, and I will boil these and actually give them back to the chickens. So it's a win-win for everybody. I'm not wasting anything. It's a lot cheaper, obviously, to do it this way. And I don't know, it's meditative. So there you go. So here's the tilapia and the rice and the broccoli. And as you can see, I didn't make enough fish, even though I had to go back twice and make fish. So there's some trial and error. I made too much of some stuff and not enough of some other stuff. But having all those mishaps and doing the dry good pantry stuff this morning, I got it done in 4 hours. So I'm very happy about that. And there it is. Everything is ready to go. Turkey, fish, eggs, everything's ready to go. Very excited. So just in conclusion, I want to just mention two more things. I actually wore a workout outfit to cook all this stuff in because Sylvia was saying that she got this awesome idea from somebody about they were eating in their bikini, in their show bikini, to remind them of like why they were doing this. So I thought, well, I should wear my workout gear for two reasons. First of all, to remind myself why I'm doing all this, but also because now I need to train. um, and also, like I said, it took 4 hours from start to finish. And I mean, like, finish. Like, I'm done with cleanup. Everything is done. And I'm very excited about that. So, not too bad. And like I said, I'm excited to eat all that darn good food. So, I will talk to you guys later. I hope this helped a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.